Episode 13 obviously picks up with Vatu's escape, so the next step in Plan Evil is for Vatu to fuse with Unalaq. Korra's got a plan, though. And he's out of here! Meanwhile, Tenzin, Bumi, and Kaya are looking for Jinora before it's too late. It's a wonder her body has remained alive this long without her spirit. Their plans to find help don't go very well, so Tenzin steps in and says they need to find a spirit guide, someone benevolent who is willing to show them kindness and lead the way to his lost daughter.
You dare wake me, human? Humans in the spirit world belong in one place only!
Man, y'all take this shit seriously.
And that's what a critical fail looks like. They give it the slip, but continuing this trend, Korra winds up getting snagged by vines under Vatu's control, and Mako and Bolin are outclassed by Unalaq. They're good and all, but Bolin isn't fighting cardboard enemies anymore, and I don't think arresting the bad guy is going to work in this case. Don't get me wrong, they're heroic, sure, but Unalaq is the master villain. Hawkeye and the Punisher are good too, but they're not going to take down Magneto in a straight-up fight. Things aren't good.
We're walking in circles. I've seen that same spirit mushroom 5 times.
That's not the same mushroom.
Yes, I am.
That doesn't prove anything. That mushroom could be lying. Luckily, Iroh shows up, led here by his spirit friend who is clearly more friendly looking than a giant scorpion. He's ready to lead them out, but Tenzin says they can't do that until they find Jinora.
I understand. But I beg you to be careful. If you travel too deep into the spirit world, you could end up in a place where only the lost will ever find you.
So, Arby's then. Nobody goes there intentionally. Meanwhile, Korra has fought her way free and starts to imprison Vatu. I say starts to because we're 7 minutes into the second to last episode, so I'm going to guess the ultimate threat isn't going to be contained this quickly. You don't need an episode and 2/3 in order to sort out whatever Lakota is left. The answer to where the weak link shows up is soon obvious. The twins join their father in ambushing Mako and Bolin, leaving Unalaq free to return to the spirit world, where he can fulfill his plan of allowing humans and spirits to intermingle.
You again?
Yeah, we can really get behind that plan. Tenzin brought the others back to Webby the Scorpion here because he knew that if Jinora was anywhere, it's the place where trespassing humans are sent. So this really is their spirit guide. Nice. But yeah, Unalaq. With Korra distracted, he's free to sucker punch her and free Vatu, who enters into Unalaq to become the Dark Avatar. Well, obviously there is an Avatar and a Dark Avatar, so they're going to have to fight. I mean, that's kind of the law there. There's no way they're going to settle this thing with like a game of dominoes or something. As far as the rescue plan is going, they're in trouble. There's a fog all around them. It's a spirit that gets into your mind and messes with your head.
How long can you be trapped in here?
I am Zhao the Conqueror. I am the Moonslayer. I will capture the Avatar.
Well, you gotta hand it to him. Zhao really took that mission of his seriously. Well, this is just a preview. Soon Bumi is terrified of non-existent cannibals, and Kaya convinced that she doesn't have a family. A reflection of the time in her youth when she ran off to try to find herself. The two vanish into the fog in opposite directions, leaving Tenzin there alone. I have to say, I've seen better rescue operations. But anyway, the Avatar Throwdown. On the one hand, Korra has the advantage of using all 4 elements, while Unalaq has only been trained in waterbending. Just because he's the Dark Avatar doesn't mean that he gets access to all the elements automatically, remember. Korra had to go out and learn them, so he would naturally have to learn them too. However, we have to keep in mind that Unalaq has an affinity for spirits, and he is probably the most skilled waterbender in the world. She's got the raw power, but she hardly has any experience, so all he needs is to get a moment's advantage and then keep the pressure on her. And that almost works, because it takes Raava to get her to switch on the Avatar state and launch a counterattack to try to get back in the game somehow. Sidelined are Mako and Bolin, but they try persuading the twins to fight back against their father. Desna thinks maybe they've got a point. Their dad was fine with him dying after all. But she's not going to hear a word of this. It takes Bolin to get through to her, confessing that he really loved her and that's why he ran away. She's moved by his words and elects to free them.
You'll never defeat my father, but should you survive, perhaps we can spend eternal darkness together.
Looking forward to it. We can get Ricketts together. Back in the spirit prison, the pressure is getting to Tenzin now, but a visit from an image of his father arrives. Whether it is the man himself or just an illusion is hard to say. Personally, I like to think that this is all in Tenzin's head, that all that spiritual training may not have made him a master, but it's enough to ground himself when he needs to and see the truth, enough to temporarily dispel the fog spirit so that he can see all the trapped humans here, including his daughter and his siblings. He rescues his family from the prison, so there's a happy moment to save her before the end of the world. The fight between avatars is evened up, but during that, Vatu is able to reach inside and yank Raava out of Korra, and while Bolin and Mako try to help, it's too little too late. The Dark Avatar attacks Raava over and over, destroying Korra's connection to her past lives, all the way back to Wan even, and then destroying Raava. So that's a bit of a setback, and I need to walk that one off.